I read something on the internet recently that punched me in the soul. It is so powerful and it's so personally meaningful for me because it describes the life I escaped. It describes where I almost ended up if I wouldn't have had the courage to follow my dreams, to reinvent myself, to recreate my life. So I'm going to read this to you. It's an article by George Mack, one of my favorite writers, and it's called this is just an excerpt from it. It's called The Dangers of Low Agency. And he talks about how he found this story on Reddit as part of a research process. It's written by a 46-year-old man named John who pursued a career in banking and outsourced his agency to everyone around him. This might rock your world. So I'm going to tell the story. Hi, my name's John. I've been lurking for a while, but I finally made an account to post this. I need to get my life off my chest. About me. I'm a 46-year-old banker and I've been living my whole life the opposite of how I wanted. All my dreams, my passions, gone. I'm in a steady 9 to 7 job 6 days a week. For 26 years, I repeatedly chose the safe path for everything, which eventually changed who I was. Today, I found out my wife has been cheating on me for the last 10 years. My son feels nothing for me. I realized I missed my father's funeral for nothing. I didn't complete my novel, traveling the world, helping the homeless. All these things I thought I knew to be a certainty about myself when I was in my late teens and early 20s. If my younger self had met me today, I would have punched myself in the face. I'll get to how those dreams were crushed soon. Let's start with a description of me when I was 20. It seemed only yesterday when I was sure I was going to change the world. People loved me and I loved people. I was innovative, creative, spontaneous, risk taking, and great with people. I had two dreams. The first was writing a utopic, dystopic book. I think he's referring to utopia, dystopian society. The second was traveling the world and helping the poor and homeless. I had been dating my wife for nearly 4 years by then. Young love. She loved my spontaneity, my energy, my ability to make people laugh and feel loved. I knew my book was going to change the world. I would show the perspective of the bad and the twisted, showing my viewers that everybody thinks differently and that people never do what they think is wrong. I was 70 pages in when I was 20. I'm still 70 pages in at 46. By 20, I had backpacked around New Zealand and the Philippines. I planned to do all of Asia, then Europe, then America. I live in Australia, by the way. To date, I have only been to New Zealand and the Philippines. Now, we get to where it all went wrong. My biggest regrets. I was 20. I was the only child. I needed to be stable. I needed to take the graduate job, which would dictate my whole life, to devote my entire life in a 9 to 7 job. What was I thinking? How could I live when the job was my life? After coming home, I would eat dinner, prepare for work the following day, go to sleep at 10, wake up at 6 a.m. the following day. God, I can't remember the last time I've made love to my wife. Yesterday, my wife admitted to cheating on me for the last 10 years. 10 years. That seems like a long time, but I can't comprehend it. It doesn't even hurt. She says it's because I've changed. I'm not the person I was. What have I been doing in the last 10 years? Outside of work, I can't really say anything. Not being a proper husband, not being me. Who am I? What happened to me? I didn't even ask for a divorce, or yell at her, or cry. I felt nothing. Now I can feel a tear as I write this, but not because my wife has been cheating on me, but because I am now realizing I have been dying inside. What happened to that fun loving, risk taking, energetic person that was me, hungering to change the world? I remember being asked on a date by the most popular girl in school, but declining her for my now wife. God, I was really popular with the girls in high school, in university and college too, but I stayed loyal. I didn't explore. I studied every day. Remember all that backpacking and book writing I told you about? That was in the first few years of college. I worked part time and splurged all that I had earned. Now, I save every penny. I don't remember a time I spent anything on anything fun, or anything for myself. What do I even want now? My father passed 10 years ago. I remember getting calls from my mom telling me he was getting sicker and sicker. I was getting busier and busier on the verge of a big promotion. I kept putting my visit off, hoping in my mind that he would hold on. He died, and I got my promotion. I haven't seen him in 15 years. When he died, I told myself it didn't matter, that I didn't see him. Being an atheist, I rationalized that being dead, it wouldn't matter anyway. What was I thinking? Rationalizing everything, making excuses to put things off, excuses, procrastination, it all leads to one thing: nothing. I rationalized that financial security was the most important thing. I now know that it definitely is not. I regret not doing nothing with my energy when I had it, my passions, my youth. I regret not letting my job take over my life. I regret being an awful husband, a money making machine. I regret not finishing my novel, not traveling the world, not being emotionally there for my son, being a damn emotionless wallet. If you're reading this or listening to this, you have your whole life ahead of you. Please don't procrastinate. Don't leave your dreams for later. Relish in your energy, your passions. Don't stay on the internet with all your spare time unless your passion needs it. Please do something with your life while you are young. Do not settle down at 20. Do not forget your friends or your family or yourself. Do not waste your life. Do not waste your ambitions like I did mine. Do not be like me. Sorry for the long post. Just had to get it out there. Wow. My biggest fear used to be that I would wake up at 55 or at 46 and be like John. I was so terrified of settling, of somehow, somewhere, getting so comfortable that I blinked and I woke up and I hated my life and I had all these regrets. I had to read this article to you because if you're listening to this and you're not happy with your life, you have the power to change it. You can change your life at any moment. All it takes is a little bit of courage and a little bit of action.